is too. You may wonder what bricklaying has to do with riding in the Black Hills. Well, stick around to the end of this video and you might find out. Today we're going to be talking about riding in the Western Hills, and you may notice something interesting about this Forest Service map. It ends at the state line. I guess the Forest Service over here probably should have put something that says "Here be dragons" or some other thing like that, but all of these trails that allegedly end here at the state line do continue. And they get down. There's a bunch of private land down in this area here in the flatlands, but it's public land pretty much in where you see green. So let's take a closer look at this. Our starting point is right back here, Deerfield Lake. If you come out Deerfield Road right here, and if you follow it, whoa, right through there, okay, there's a place to park right here. Okay, or if you don't want to park there, you can continue on Deerfield Road up here until you get to West Deerfield Road, okay, which is this road going out here, and you can go further out there and park. If you want to go way out, there's a big junction right here, which is a good jump off place. There's plenty of places to park right around there. But if you choose to park back in this area here, you can take this trail here, which I believe is 294. Okay, just follow 294 around junctions with 655. You follow that around, and eventually you come out over here somewhere. Okay, so once you get over here to the state line, there's one road that you want to keep track of, and that's this 117 here, 117. All right. And if you find that road, you won't ever get lost. You just it crosses it, east and north and south. So let's go out here a little bit further and look at what's out there. Okay, now if you go up to this junction again at Deerfield Road, okay, right here, all right, if you go from this junction, this is the main road right here, you just follow, that's that 117 again, all right. If you come down, here's Beaver Creek Road. That road will take you all the way over to 385 in Wyoming if you want to see it. It's over to Four Corners. Okay. It's a nice little trail. You can also just go a little bit further down here and you get to Parley Road, all right, or Parmley. And from there you can ride up through this direction here, and this is where a lot of our video is taken, is along in this area over here. But that's not the only area you can ride. If you go south, there's another great canyon down here. There's Bald Hills. You go down a little further, you can see from the typography here, there's more canyons. This goes down off a ridge. Any of these trails are good. Here's a nice little loop, has a great view of Slots Canyon. Okay, so that's a nice riding area, and that's the riding area I'm going to be talking about today. If you want to catch these numbers, just pause this video. Before you get to the canyon country, if you're going to run across a lot of roads like this. This is Parmley Road, the one I've talked about, and this is what Parmley Road looks like. It actually goes down to pretty much nothing except trails, so it doesn't really come out anywhere. A lot of the riding you're going to be doing is in the Wyoming part of the hills. There's a place where you're coming down off the high ground into the hill part, in the lower part near Wyoming. And as you can see, it's the trails are pretty nice. They're not all beat up like a lot of the trails in the eastern part of the hills or those closer to the population areas. The nice part of riding in the West Hills is that there's no cities around there. The downside, of course, is that you need a trailer. And if you're staying in Rapid City or live in Rapid City, your trailer out there is going to take about an hour or hour and a half even. But once you're there, you're rewarded with some great scenery and some really nice trails. I would say the majority of trails out there are used very slightly. Many of them are grassy. There's one or two rocky trails, but a lot of them are more or less like this. They're not anything too difficult, and again, you're likely to see scenery. There's not a lot of private land out there. Most of the land is public land. There's a few, I guess you'd call them inn-holders, people who have cabins and seasonal residents out there. But for the most part, you're going to be riding in areas where there's not much population. The other thing is you don't see a lot of mines, but you do see historical sites. This is in an area where the old Deadwood to Cheyenne stage used to come up through the hills. So there's at least 2 stage stop cabins that are up there. We're going to get to one in a minute here. There's a few other things. This is one of the stage stop cabins. This one is not too far from Parmley Road. It still stands. It's interesting because it's a 2-story cabin. If you look inside, you'll see where people had an upper level for sleeping and a lower level for meals and whatnot. One of the stops out there is what they call the Wall, or Batman's Cave. It's an area that a lot of travelers stop at and leave souvenirs. So that's basically Western riding. And if you enjoy this, thank Angie. She was a big help. And also feel free to leave comments or send email to Angie. She will respond in a dog-like fashion. So once again, thanks for joining us with this video, and hope you enjoy it. Bye.